So one of Schlepp's close friends just got exposed for extremely disgusting and just strange behavior, and apparently Schlepp is defending him. Yesterday, as of recording this video, a document released detailing a lot of strange behavior from someone who Schlepp frequently works with, and I'm gonna cover pretty much all of it in this video. But before that, we're gonna need a little bit of context about who this document is even about and how it even relates to Schlepp in the first place. So yesterday, as of recording, again, a document started circulating on Twitter containing some pretty heinous accusations about someone by the name of Ace the Narrator. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this name like I was, Ace the Narrator is a voice actor slash narrator who worked with a lot of big YouTubers like Alex, for example, but more notably, he worked with Schlepp on quite a few of his predator catching videos. In short, if you ever watched one of Schlepp's videos, you might be familiar with him. So this document starts with, Ace the Narrator is currently working with and employed by Schlepp to be a voice actor for his channel. Schlepp is aware of the ongoing allegations against Ace, such as CP, distribution, and solicitation, as well as Ace the Narrator having allegedly engaged with a 15-year-old girl when he was Schlepp was made aware of this as of August 2025, yet as late as December 10th, 2025, Schlepp was still seen having Ace the Narrator added on Discord, while also following him on Twitter. Schlepp defended Ace by claiming that people are spreading lies against him. The writer also included some screenshots of DMs between Ace and the alleged year-old. I mean, are you willing to show Bob's? That's kind of my only interest because I'm not kinky. Oh, I don't want to give them out now because either way they're technically CP. Very true, but the FBI hasn't caught me yet, so... The document doesn't really go in any further into detail about Ace's relationship with this person, and most of these screenshots lack any further context. The document has way more screenshots similar to this. I mean, here's an example of Ace allegedly pressuring a different person for nudes. No buts, but I'm incredibly horny right now. I don't want to explain everything. Tip pick time. So you want your tip pick yet? Tip pick. Now, obviously, all of this is extremely weird behavior and very concerning in itself. However, there's some problems with this in the first place. First of all, I mean, all of these screenshots just lack context entirely. Not that context would make any of these less alarming, but we don't know who half of these screenshots even came from, and no victims or witnesses were cited in this document. This makes it really hard just to make sure everything, is just legit. With that out of the way, let's get into Schlepp's alleged involvement in this situation. Now, obviously, this is someone that has worked frequently with Schlepp on various videos, so that alone is a serious concern considering the things we have read so far. But the document goes a little deeper. Let's start with the section of the document labeled Schlepp defending Ace the Narrator. So one of the first screenshots, it just shows Schlepp talking to, I don't know, I'm not really sure who he's talking to here, but in the screenshot he says, "Hey man, I don't know who told you what, but I've never said in a mocking way about Potamir or to anyone, especially someone who's worked for me. I have no idea who told you that, but they're lying. The only people I've ever worked with was Holdren, Shinzu, and Ace the Narrator. I really don't appreciate you making posts like that about me. You could have sent me a message and I could have told you instantly. My stance has always been that Potamir is weird and deserves being called out for it, but it's not child. It's the same stance Ruben Sim has. I think there's a lot worse going on with Roblox as of this moment, and that's why I'm not focusing on situations like this." In the screenshot dated in May 2025, we see Schlepp openly claiming that he's worked with Ace in the past. Honestly, I feel like this is kind of redundant in a way, just because we already know Schlepp has hired him for multiple voice acting jobs and has credited him in video descriptions before, so we didn't really need Schlepp to come out and say that he works with him. That's also disregarding the fact that this screenshot is nearly a year old. Further on, the writer in the document says, despite knowing about these allegations for several months, Schlepp continues to associate with Ace the Narrator and, keeps employing him. Schlepp has attempted to defend Ace's behavior by either claiming the situation is a lie with no evidence, or once again attempting to claim Ace was a minor when this took place, so therefore is excusable. So the writer is clearly accusing Schlepp of knowing about the things Ace has allegedly done, and they provide a screenshot to support this claim. Schlepp further says, "Yo, have you heard anything about Ace being weird? Apparently some people are going around spreading lies about him." This screenshot is from August of 2020 2025, and the source of the screenshot is also unconfirmed. We once again don't know who this was sent to and who the screenshot even comes from in the first place. Once again, it makes it really hard to validate. On top of this, apparently Schlepp did in fact stop working with Ace and Parlo, who in fact might be the creator of this document, and knew that well over for a month. And then in the next screenshot, it's coming from two people, Polar and One Eye. My plan was for content creators to look over the document and make videos based on the info provided. Since the Discord server has too much information and is not properly laid out, well, then this should be perfect then. Who do you have on board to make videos? Also, I will create the group chat. Can you provide the images of the person having editor firms? Also, Ace will no longer be working with Schlepp anymore. I brought it up to him, so if he for whatever reason still works with Ace, let me know and I'll get on his ass about that. Along with this, none of the evidence we have now was available to Schlepp before this document came out. So it is extremely deceptive to try and act like Schlepp knew about all this and continued to work with him. Because first, Schlepp did stop working with Ace, and second, he didn't have any of the evidence that we have here now. Regardless, if we assume the screenshot is real, it still doesn't really support their claim. In the screenshot, Schlepp never specifically says what lies are being spread about Ace, meaning this could be in reference to a completely different situation. When you're writing a document accusing someone of such horrible things, you don't really want to leave room for speculation. Anyways, let's move on to the next section of the document, and it's called the Ace the Narrator group chat. So in this group chat, it's just a bunch of random information that has quote-unquote proof of Ace being inappropriate towards a year-old named Loli. However, this was when he was 14 to 15 years old. In the document, he confirms that he asks for nudes and persuaded her for CSAM, or child sexual abuse material. So looking into the screenshots, we can see a bunch of people talking to Ace, but most notably Guamgo, Grady, Schlepp, and Ace himself. As the conversation continues, Guamgo adds Grady into the group and immediately confronts Ace about his interactions with Loli. Grady further states that he was able to get in contact with someone who claims to be Loli and he needs to know if she's real or not. Another user named Yo-Yo sends two more screenshots of what I assume to be victims based on what Yo-Yo said. He further claims that he was able to get these screenshots from a DM and someone named Arx sent the screenshots over to Yo-Yo. So considering the other victims and the two more that have been sent, there are a total of 4 victims so far, and possibly even more. As we look further into the screenshots, they talk more about the victims, how old they were, and they were trying to figure out who was who. However, if we look at these screenshots here, Ace states that he did not see any conversation about the victim stating their age to him. But then Grady states that the victim, or Loli, did in fact tell Ace that she was underage. As we look more into these screenshots, Ace also admits to recommending what kind of porn they should watch. With that, Ace also admits that the reason why he sent those messages to Loli was because he had a sexual addiction. He was used to watching girls not having bras and pornography that he watched. Grady then replies to that by asking, why did you even try to put your addictions onto an 11-year-old? Right now, it doesn't seem you're not even denying she's 11 unless you can clarify for me. Then Ace says that he is in fact currently denying it. It's a little odd how he wasn't denying it before, but he's denying it now. It's kind of weird. Anyways, after that, Grady then also brings up how Ace requested news from Loli after she was banned for being below the age of 13. Then Ace admits to that and confirms that he did in fact ask for. We can see that when we look at this screenshot right here, when Grady states that he has already sent a screenshot showing that Ace has said, once you become 13, you can come back. Ace then further states, that doesn't necessarily mean I knew exactly what it was, but I knew it was near 13. Grady then says, but she wasn't 13. My point is that even when you found out she was banned from that server for being underage, you still attempted to ask for. Ace then says, yes, but again, I was 14. I mean, I think we all know, regardless of what age you are, that it's still wrong to even ask for nudes, no matter what age you are. I mean, it's kind of weird. Even when he was 14, regardless, it's still illegal to ask for nudes since it's considered CP. No matter what Ace tried to do here, he couldn't get around it. Now, luckily, according to Ace, he never got those. they wanted from Loli. However, that still doesn't make it better, because according to Grady in the federal law, he and the law states any person who employs, uses, persuades, induces, entices, or caresses, sorry if I said that wrong, any minor to engage in, I mean, the whole law is pretty long, but I'm sure you get the idea. Also, let's keep in mind that Ace is currently 20 years old. Yeah, 20 years of age. He was born on September 5th, 2005. So according to this entire document, Ace was seen throughout September 2020 engaging in very inappropriate conversations with Loli, who was 11 at the time. Even when Ace turned years of age, he was still asking for nudes from Loli. No matter the age or the age gap, this is still illegal. Overall, a lot of this information in the document is hard to prove true or false, given the big lack of evidence for a lot of things in this document. On top of this, the document was created by Parlo, which, if you know anything about him, you'll know that he's an extremely unreliable narrator and has a history of trying to be deceptive and manipulative as much as possible to paint a false picture about people he simply does not like. The owner of this document is shown as a random email, but this is most likely just Parlo on a burner email. To make it even worse, it seems Parlo purposely used the Lolly community on Twitter to spread this document for him, most likely because of how Schlepp recently called them out in a tweet from a few days ago, only adding onto the idea that this is all manipulated and calculated. And here's a screenshot right here. So this is a screenshot of Schlepp responding to Gideon, and if you don't know who that is, then
all right, Gideon, so how many likes to be in the EDP watch video?
Well, you're already in one now, man, so let's go over these messages real quick.
Yo.
You can look him up on YouTube, but he's basically made videos with him in the past. Gideon is saying, a lot of people in the Lolly community is adding me, but won't come onto my stream to defend their point. I wonder why. And then Schlepp further says, Con is pedophilia. If you gratify yourself to sexualized images of an animated children, you're a predator. The fact X, or Twitter, allows a community of these people to thrive on here is very shocking. Do better at safety. With this in mind, I believe it's still worth covering the information contained in this document. But you should keep in mind that everything in here should be taken with a grain of salt, dude. Schlepp also made a statement about this document, but hasn't said anything since then. This document was created by a malicious actor who has made it his goal to slander and defame me in any way possible over the last couple of months. Parlo, the creator, is currently being litigated by two high-profile Roblox developers over false documents he's produced, including ones making these exact accusations about me. He has already been forced to publicly retract and apologize for these exact similar claims. There are numerous false and outrageous allegations in this document, and I'm going to address them directly here in the replies to this tweet. Since this document was released, many people have called out Parlo on Twitter for a lot of the issues I mentioned here before, and instead of responding or disproving them, he'll just block them. Once again, this just adds to the idea that all of this was intended as a calculated slander campaign against Schlepp, from manipulating evidence to using the community to spread the document to blocking people who call him out. Parlo just looks worse and worse with every new situation that comes out, and I have a very good feeling that this is all just gonna backfire and he'll just end up getting sued again. Overall, while a lot of this evidence against Ace is extremely alarming, the allegations against Schlepp in this document are very weak at best, and downright shady and manipulative at the worst. But until Schlepp responds to all of it, this is all we have for now. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe. That's all I got for you guys today, but I'll see you in the next one.
What? Do you like that lighter?
Pickle? Nah, man, I don't want no damn pickle.
What's wrong with the pickle, bro?
Come on, man.
What?
No good.
Huh? What? No pickle.
You got one with a lady on it.
It's a lighter.
No pickles.
What's wrong with that, bro?